Welcome to the PBR. Are you ready to watch some of the very best women athletes in the world?
Look out, leaderboard. That's what I'm talking about.
I need that Skrilla on the Rilla. I need that Skrilla on the Rilla.
Casio Diaz would not be denied.
Let's look at the crowd.
Changing up the guard.
I've been broke, I ain't never going back again. I need some C-notes, some cheddar, and a stack of ends. I need a bowl of dough, I don't need no Facebook friends. I need a pack of them snaps, a handful of Fetty Wops, and rubber band on my greenbacks.
The gold is real and the goals are big between the Women's Rodeo World Championships and the PBR Unleash the Beast Tour coming to that building, the Cowtown Coliseum at the Stockyards in Fort Worth, Texas. It's World Finals season for the PBR, and it's going to be live right here on the Cowboy Channel. Howdy, everybody. I'm Justin McKee. So glad you could join us as we, over the course of the next 10 days, are going to bring you not only the Unleash the Beast World Finals, but the women are going to take over, and we've got some real strong personalities who know all the ins and outs of both storylines right now. And I'd like you to meet Colby Yates, who 5 times has qualified as a bull rider at the PBR World Finals, and Matt West, who 16 years now has worked as a broadcaster or announcer of the PBR World Finals. And to talk the ladies' events is going to be Jordan Jo Hollabaugh. She's not only commentating, and she's entered as well. So we are here in the pre-show. Welcome to the first pre-show live on the Cowboy Channel of the PBR World Finals from our home here at our studio at the Stockyards as we get ready to get you right into the storylines. Colby, let's talk about the biggest storyline in the last 23 years, $1 million prize to whoever wins the PBR World Championship. In about 10 days, we're going to find out who that's going to be.
Well, that's what it's all about, Justin. You know, I mean, every kid that's going to be riding in this building, I call them kids, but every kid that's going to be riding in this building is going to be hoping to fulfill their lifelong goal of being a world champion. But on top of that, the PBR is going to hand them over $1 million, and that right there is going to change somebody's life.
Yeah, it really will. I remember when you were one of those kids, by the way. Matt West, let's talk about this schedule. This is going to be something that's going to consume a big part of Fort Worth and certainly the sports storyline.
First of all, old Pat Paul calls everybody young right now. Okay, Whoa. He calls everybody kids. I was a kid, not dreaming of being a world champion bull rider, but dreaming of being Justin McKee. And for the next 2 weekends, I get to kind of play that role here because we're kicking off the World Finals. It's the biggest bull riding in the world, and it all starts where it all started for the PBR, Cowtown Coliseum. Ultimately, next weekend, we're going to move to the biggest venue. We'll play at AT&T Stadium. It is going to be one like we've never seen before in our 32-year history.
Well, honored to be working with all of you. And Jordan Jo, the women's events are coming in combination. The PBR has really set a large stage, or elevated the stage for women in rodeo, and we're talking about big money.
Big money. 800,000 reasons for you to show up and be a part of the Women's Week. And the women are coming to Fort Worth. They're going to be hot, heavy, and ready to go after all that money.
Okay, we're going to talk about some of those storylines during this pre-show, getting ready for the opening night of the PBR World Finals. And we're also going to splash in some of the women's stories here with Jordan Jo here in a moment. But one thing we're going to start with is a guy who was one of the biggest stories last year, and that is Sage Kimzey, who left professional rodeo after 8 world titles, moved into the PBR, won the World Finals a year ago, and took home a lot of that cash.
Well, that's just it. I mean, this is a guy that if you're going to win this event, you're going to have to be a diversified bull rider. That's exactly what Sage Kimzey is. I would be watching out for him to get a second PBR Finals victory.
All right, let's move to 2025, Matt, and talk about a young Dalton Castle who has really got a good stride going right now.
Yeah, I mean, this guy has kind of taken over and dominated the latter part of this season. 7 different times, a PBR Rookie of the Year has catapulted that success into a world title. By the way, Dalton was the Rookie of the Year in 2019. He's trying to become the 8th guy to do that. He's the #1 bull rider in the world. He's got his hands full because he's got a lot of heavy contenders breathing down his neck. But Dalton, he's got more event wins. He's got more round wins than anybody else this year. He's going to have to show up here in Texas and do more of what he's done this season.
All right, starting Monday, we're going to have the women move into town. Martha Angeloni was last year's all-around championship at the Women's Rodeo World Championship. You know she's back wanting to do that again.
Martha has won several event championships, heading, heeling, breakaway, all around, you name it, she's won it. She's a winner. And so anytime you can come and rope for this kind of money, it's amazing. You're watching the sister combo right there. Martha's coming out there roping with her sister Sarah. I mean, how awesome is it for the WRWC to give these women this opportunity at that kind of money, and sisters to say the least. So she is always hot and heavy, ready for going at it right there. She won second right there with that 1.9 run. She's always for the celebration, and she's a champion.
And we have a brand new event coming to the Women's World Finals right here in Guiton will be added.
So the Guiton this year is specifically for college girls only. I know Hayden Thompson is looking forward to this. She's one of my friends. But it's awesome, you know, to have an outcome to go in college and Guiton, and I think they're adding over $10,000 here. So it's a phenomenal opportunity for these girls to be a part of, and I know Guitons are looking forward to it.
All right. Well, we've got several competition levels here with the women. A true opportunity for an underdog to come from not even an amateur level, just kind of a beginner's level, and end up at AT&T Stadium trying to take down the top names in the game.
Isn't that so cool? I know. Yeah. So literally they're taking pro level, challenger level, and limited level. So literally a limited competitor, which is somebody who has $5,000 or less won lifetime earnings, could potentially win $60,000 in the barrels or the breakaway at AT&T on Saturday. Yeah. It's going to be something to watch.
Sounds crazy, but you're at the right place to know what's going on early on in these 10 days. They're going to change the face of Western sports. Pre-show will continue when we come back. Welcome back to the Fort Worth Stockyards. A good look at the Cowtown Coliseum right there, the Exchange Building on your right. And we are just to the right of the Exchange Building in our studios here for the Cowboys Channel. Proud to be a partner with the PBR Unleash the Beast Tour and the Women's Rodeo World Championship. Jordan Joe Hollabaugh joins me. We're going to kind of break down some of these women's events. First of all, hard to believe this is the fourth year that the women have been coming here racing for big money in the world title. I know. I feel like we should be playing Shania Twain, like, let's go, girls, right here. Well, it's happening. It is happening. And that's the thing. The women are all showing up here. And so consecutively for 4 years, the WRWC has come up with this. From the start of this Saturday, till the end of next Saturday, there's going to be $1.1 million paid out to women in rodeo. It's something we've never seen. Explain to us what starts on Saturday. So Saturday is the last chance qualifier. So there's several different ways you can get to this event, but if you didn't get there, you can show up at the Kerry Kelly Arena on Saturday. There's team roping over there on Saturday. On Sunday, there is breakaway roping, and if you win that event, you automatically win a spot to qualify and rope at Fort Worth Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and hopefully get your seat to AT&T on Saturday. You already got your spot?
I do have my spot, but I will be there roping Sunday as well. I mean, you can never have too many runs.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. All right. We'll be following that subplot. As we move along, let's take a look at the 2024 champions here a year ago. Superstars all over the place right here. Some real legends among this list.
It was really a great event to be. I was actually competing there as well. I was one of the top 3. Watched Amy Orr come on, was a 1-7, won the breakaway. Whitney DeSalvo and Kenna Francis, they went and captured one. They won the whole pot, so they won over 70-some thousand a piece for one run there. It was phenomenal. Martha Angeloni, she came on. She won second in the breakaway, also won the all-around title. Kendall Scruggs comes in, has a great run in the barrel racing. Not a household name that you see, which is what we love to see about the WRWC. They give opportunities to each and every woman that is a part of rodeo.
That's a big part of the deal. And as we move along to the world champions and veterans that are going to be part of our narrative here during the show.
Yeah, again, Martha Angeloni, she competes in every event they'll let her. I'm sure she'll come back in the goat tie next year when they open it up to everybody, not just the college girls, bless her heart. But Jackie Crawford, Larry D. Guy, Cheyenne Wimberly, you know, the WRWC has consistently showed up, showed out. It's great that any woman from any age group can come and compete at this. It's becoming an all-year thing, and we look forward to it, but the money is huge. 800,000 reasons to compete at the WRWC.
All right, a moment ago, you mentioned that there are 3 different levels of competitors that include a pro, a challenger, and a limited. Give us the short version of what distinguishes the 3.
Short version of this, you can go and you can look at this. It's all about lifetime earnings or annual earnings. So there's a pro, challenger, limited. This year is the first year that each one of these groups is going to take 3 women, the top 3 from the pro, the challenger, and the limited, barrels, breakweighing, and then team roping, to compete. 26 ladies at AT&T on Saturday, rope for $60,000 individually, $800,000 cumulative. It's going to be pretty cool.
Okay, so just to be clear, there will be 3 from the pros, 3 from the challengers, and 1 from the limited that's going to go to AT&T at the PBR finals, final weekend. That is a big stage.
It's a big stage. And to even think, like, if you're a limited roper and you haven't gotten to compete much, but you get to rope now, like, you might show up and win $60,000 on Saturday because you get that chance.
Not only that, but we're talking about some very diversified teams, including veterans and rookies roping together, specifically Larry D. Guy and young 19-year-old Caitlin Torres.
Yeah, so I think Caitlin's only 17, which she's probably ready to be 19, but it is an opportunity for her. She gets to come in and nominate and compete at over $60,000 with Larry D. Guy, who has the veteran mentality. She's been there, done that, won several championships. So it's really neat to see the diversity of this team and get to do what they do.
All right, after the last chance qualifier, we begin on Monday. You're actually going to be with our very own Katie Lucas here for the pre-show leading up to these events on Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, me and Katie are going to be here telling you all about the WRWC. We show up Monday, Tuesday, and I'm also competing at those, so I get to double dip here.
Yeah, you got a caddy?
I do. You want to be my caddy?
Yeah, I'll be your broadcast caddy.
Oh, you don't want to warm my horse up?
I don't think I'd keep up with you that long. Yeah,
Probably
maybe.
not.
I might. All right, stick around. We're going to talk about the PBR opening round of the World Finals coming to Cowtown, Coliseum. Pre-show continues in just a moment. PBR World Finals season is here. Springtime. The grass is green and the money is large. The bulls are strong and quick and powerful. Beautiful scenes from the Stockyards District. We'd love to have you come join us for the PBR Finals. But if you don't have your ticket, it might be too late. I know that everybody's scrambling to get here this weekend and AT&T next weekend with a whole lot of bull riding in between. We're going to get to all that. Welcome to the pre-show, getting ready for the opening night of the PBR World Finals. But the Velocity Tour finished last week in Corpus. And as we talk about that, let's talk about Marcus Mass, the winner of the regular season, Kobe.
I love seeing Marcus Mass win. He's just such a great guy, and he really puts a lot of effort into being good at bull riding. Typically, he's a guy that likes to go left. If you can see right here, he dominates as he did in PBR teams on bulls that go into his hand. Marcus Mass is liable to do some big stuff here.
A guy that a lot of people had written off. You know, Kansas City Outlaws gave him a chance, and that chance has continued to multiply. Now it's got him a shot back at the PBR World Final.
And that was a big shot at the right time of the year. Kind of talk about those top five guys that were in. They didn't know whether they went in until the last minute.
There's such a great story with Marcus Mass, and if you're here for the next 10 or so days, you're going to hear so many of those stories told. But for a guy like Afonso Quintino, who's brand new, Bob Mitchell, who has worked his way back through the Velocity Tour, Ashton Salih, a guy from Canada that has had to be the top international invitee to qualify to the World Finals. Michael Lane found out just a few hours ago, actually, a couple of days ago, that he was going to be one of those guys that got one of those berths because of the Velocity Tour. That is a huge pathway to success.
All right, Kobe, let's talk about the elimination format this weekend. The opening weekend of the PBR Finals features these top 40 guys from the Unleash the Beast Tour and those top 5 guys from Velocity.
Yeah, that's right, and this is going to be 4 rounds. It's going to be, pretty brutal. It's going to be a hard, tough set of bulls, some of the best in the world, and they're going to have to try to finish inside of that top 15 in the UTB standings in order to move on, or the top 5 in the aggregate after those 4 rounds.
All right, Sierra Spratt is earlier caught up with the 2022 PBR World Champion Daylon Swearingen, as he is hoping that he can gather up some of those monster piles of points available at the World Finals and make a jump in the world standings.
All right, I'm here with Daylon Swearingen here, a past world champion here at the PBR. You won this back in 2022. So what has it been like from 2022 to this year where you're ready for that second title?
Oh, yeah, I'm not really in a spot to win a world title, but I'm here to win a world finals for sure, and here to put it out every time.
Now, explain to us a little bit about what we're doing here. I mean, you get on your first bull today, but we've got a long ways to go until the end.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a long haul these next 2 weekends. So the top 40 guys are here this weekend. Then they'll take the top 15 from there in the world standings, and then the top 5 from the finals this weekend. And then everybody else will have to ride Wednesday and Thursday to get back, and then they'll take the top 5 from there to AT&T Stadium where they'll crown the world champ. And then there'll be 2 rounds there each day, and it's full of excitement and great bull riding for sure.
All right, now take us back to that year in 2022. Mindset going into it, has nothing changed since then? I mean, what was going through your head there, especially that final bull?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I was battling it right to the end, and that's what you're going to see this year. It's a great world title race, and you're going to see these guys battling it all the way to the end, and even me for the finals and everything. But the mindset the same. Ride this bull, get a good draft round pick. We picked the bulls for tomorrow, and so this round's crucial. Round 3's crucial. Every round's crucial, Every bull is important, and you just got to stay on and do your job.
It definitely sounds like it. Now, all the way bringing it back to the very beginning of your career, you're from New York, not really a rodeo state. So how did we get into bull riding, and how did you know that this is the career path you wanted to take?
Oh, yeah, my whole family's always done it my whole life, and I guess it's a lifestyle that more or less chose me. I grew up, my family had a rodeo company. My grandpa rode bucking horses, my dad, my mom. My mom was a trick rider and a barrel racer, So it's just something I've always been around and something I've always done and always pursued bull riding.
Well, we cannot wait to watch you the entire next 2 weekends, and hopefully it ends up exactly in your favor.
Yes, ma'am. Thank y'all.
Thank you, guys.
I wasn't so much worried about how he got into the sport of professional bull riding. I was wondered why he has that mustache still with enough money to buy razors and shave it. But talking about money, he's talking about winning the World Finals. $3.26 million total payout. That's a lot of money for these guys to be riding for this next 10 days.
And he's going to be one to watch out for because he's done this before. You know, he didn't have the year that he wanted to have, but you let that guy get on fire, and he's gonna win a lot of money.
Yeah, dangerous man right there at number 28 in the world. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. You bet. Yeah. I can't say he's a dark horse though. Watch out for that guy. When we come back, we'll continue with the pre-show leading up to round 1 of the PBR World Finals.
Alrighty, I am here with Clay Guiton, who is technically going to be riding in his very first PBR World Finals, but you qualified for your first PBR World Finals last year, so tell us that story.
Yeah, so I got hurt last year midway through the season and ended up qualifying for the World Finals, but didn't get to ride here. I got to come and watch all my buddies compete, so it fired me up, and I'm ready to go this year.
Now, watching that last year, I'm sure it was hard. You know, you had to sit, you had to watch all your friends. I'm sure you were supportive, but how did that really get you prepared for riding this year? Did it feel like you got to ride in a way since you were here?
Yeah, for sure. You know, I'm best friends with John, and he was competing for a world title, so I was right with him the whole way and got to see that firsthand, and I think it really motivated me to do good this year.
Now, I've been told that you're kind of on a hot streak right now. You're coming off a big win at Sioux Falls just not even a couple weeks ago, so you're really fired up for this week.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, I had a rough start to the season, but I decided this is where I'm supposed to be, and I'm supposed to be fighting for a world title, and I really kicked it into gear these last couple months.
Now, this is definitely a marathon, not a sprint, it seems like. You ride a lot of bulls to get to that very final day. I mean, what's going to be going through your head every single night?
Just my approach is to win every day. You know, some guys are different. They're going for the averages and all that, but the way I look at it, if I win every day, I'm going to end up winning a lot of money at the end of the week.
Now, you mentioned that you actually have been able to ride bulls here, but it's when you were little. You qualified here in the junior NFR, so you've technically already been here, done that here at Cowtown.
Oh, yeah, I have a little bit different situation, and this is for a lot more money now, but yeah, I've been here before.
Did that help with the nerves at all coming into it?
Oh, I think so. I feel good. Like I said, I have some confidence now, and yeah, I've been here before, and it's a pretty familiar place for me, so I'm excited.
Now, is there one bull that you are crossing your fingers that if you could pick right now, you're getting on that bull?
Tomorrow I'd like to get on again. I rode him in Tacoma the other day, and Eyes on Me's in there too. That's the one Sioux Falls on. So there's a lot of great bulls in there.
Well, we're very excited to watch you.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, welcome back to the studios where the pre-show for round 1 of the PBR Finals is coming up right here on the Cowboy Channel. You're going to be able to watch all the events, all the rounds, all the pre-shows right here. Just one of the many storylines that's developing. It's good to see a young guy come in and kind of get some redemption from having to sit on the sidelines last year.
Man, yeah, that is awesome to see. You know, I'm sure he's like just nipping at the bit to be able to get in there and tie his hand in for the first time in the PBR World Finals. It's such a big thing to do. And you talk about young guns. he comes with a slew of friends with him, right? John Crimber, Caden Loud, these guys, Ethan Winkler, Hudson Bolton, these guys are, the next big thing in the PBR, and they're going to light this World Finals on fire.
Speaking of the main guns, here's your top 10 in the world, Matt.
Obviously, Dalton Castle, that number 1 spot, everybody's gunning for him. Brady Fielder right behind him. John Crimber, Sage Kimsey lurking there in number 3 and 4. Watch for those two guys to really make a race out of this coming through the next weekend at AT&T Stadium. DeCastro, Paulo can strike at any time. We've seen McFadden and Whitehorse have tons of success as of late. Alvidra is a guy that took down the world champion and Manhater. And if Kaiki Pacheco comes into the World Finals in the top 10, rest assured he's got a chance to win another gold buckle.
And how about a 14-time qualifier? Eduardo Aparecido is number 15 in the world standings. And we're talking about him because he is the guy that's got the most PBR finals experience.
Well, he does, and he's a Ridge Rider. I like to go for him. I can't go against him, but you can watch him right here away from his hand. He's got a bull tonight that goes away from his hand, and it's all about the start for Eduardo. He can keep his back straight when he leaves that buck and shoot and get around the corner. It should be all day long. And if you let this man get on fire, he is going to wipe the field out.
Somewhere his coach is going to be jumping up and down with veins popping out of his head tonight as he nods his head.
He was jumping up and down just talking about him right now in the studio. Let's talk about Jose Vitor Lemme, the 2-time world champion from 2020 and 21, the man who has the highest score ever in PBR history. And this guy's going up like some bad business in the buck and shoot with this bull.
Hey, you better watch out. You think Dana White likes fighting? His bull playmate really loves to fight. This is going to be a knockdown drag out with Jose Vitor Lemme coming back, and he's bound to win the round on this bull.
He's going to have his hands full until that gate opens, and then I expect Jose Vitor Lemme to look like the 2-time world champ. If he can be clean and quick inside that buck and shoot, get that gate open, look out, because Lemme showed up here to chase a world title. He's 18th, and he said, if I'm within striking distance and I think I can win the world, I'm going to keep going, mashing the gas, and that's what he's doing.
Can he do it?
Well, we've seen him backed in the corner before, and when you back him in the corner, this is the thing, they have to get inside that top 15 in order to guarantee their spot at AT&T Stadium. And he's backed in the corner, if you ask me, because he's outside of that number. I bet he comes out swinging.
We're going to find out who's moving on Sunday, 2:30 Eastern time for round number 4 of the Elimination first weekend of the PBR Finals. And here at the Cowboy Channel, we are proud to be a partner not only with the PBR, the World Finals, but also the Women's Rodeo World Championship. For Matt and Colby and Jordan, I'm Justin. We're going to send it over to the main show. Craig Hummer and crew getting ready for round 1 live on the Cowboy Channel.